Work it, move, get on the floor. 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 What's up? This your girl Teray, No Rulez, and I'm sitting here with none other than Bianca. You want to tell the people who you are, Bianca?
Yes. Yes. Okay. So my name is Biance Rodriguez. I go by BeMyFiasco, and I'm a singer and a songwriter from Dallas.
Okay. So let's go ahead and start off. Tell us how you came up with your name. That's what I'm always interested in. I always ask people that first, so you gotta explain it. I know it's not your first time hearing it.
No, people ask me, and every time I'm like, what is the proper story to tell you? Because, like, okay, so I was loving lasers on Twitter first.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was a Lupe fan. So I was like, man, this is what it's gonna be. And then the album dropped, it really didn't get too much, good response. So I was like, I kinda gotta change that.
Gotta get away from Lupe.
Yeah, I kinda gotta separate myself just a little bit.
Word.
And so I was down in Atlanta, and I was just writing down. I was like, I really want to keep the Lupe part and kind of incorporate my name. And so I wrote down a bunch of combinations, and that was one of them. So I was like, this sounds pretty good. So I kept it. And then of course, with Twitter, people start calling you by your Twitter name.
Word.
Like no matter where you are.
You know how long I was better than your girl on the yard?
Exactly. And so I was like, man, this sounds like, people would call me that, so I was like, I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah.
And then when I got a band, it would just be like a band name.
Okay.
So that's kind of where it happened.
I'm happy you said something about band, so we're gonna get into that. Before that, I know you love writing. I know you love writing, and you don't get that much now. Most people, they just want to sing.
Right.
So let's talk about your writing. Like, what inspires you?
A lot has changed since like the last project. So really, like lately, it's like being at home with my folks, trying to adjust to that. Growing, as a woman. Trying to figure out what I want to do with my life, on the side while pursuing music. So with all of that every day and going through that, like there's endless inspiration.
So would you consider yourself a writer first or a singer first?
For me, it's kind of hard to separate the two.
Because just me knowing you personally, I could just see you in a room with the door closed, just writing. Like, I could just tell that's what you love to do.
I'm glad that you think that, but it really doesn't. Some days, like, it flows, and for most days, it's like pulling teeth. Because it's like, I can hear it, I can feel it, but sometimes the words don't come. So most of the time, I just kind of free sing, and just whatever comes out, and I go back and kind of edit that way.
So as far as you singing, were you that kid in church that started singing, or did you just, like, you played around with singing? What point did you know that I'm gonna do this? Like, I can really sing.
I did start in the church, so I'm giving you a typical story. Yeah, I started in the church. I was leading songs at like 3.
Yeah.
And then my cousin, who also does music, he plays all the instruments. He sings, produces.
Okay.
He got some stuff started with me when I was like 9. So I technically been recording since 9. And then I got to college, and my friends kind of wanted me to put something together, and so that was kind of the push. Because before I was like, I don't want to, singing's cool, but I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah.
So
would your cousin be like one of your musical influences? I was actually going to ask you. I know it's hard, like being R&B, but you're kind of more like R&B and jazz, I'll say. It's not really like the music out there, and it's not really like the push for it out there. So as far as your producers, because on Solitude, you had some dope music. Is your cousin one of the people that still produce for you? Or how do you go about finding your producers and who you like for what you want to do?
That's difficult because everybody really wants to push me in a certain direction, whether that's a little bit more commercial, or they want to push me all the way like neo soul, which is cool there, but I don't want to really be on either side.
You got to do what works. I had a conversation with Karen Silver a few weeks ago, and I was like telling her what I want to do, how I want to pursue my dream, and she was like, at the end of the day, you got to do what works for you. I just took that and was like, damn, really, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, but it's really difficult finding producers or production that I want that would suit me, because I hear a lot of dope people, and they have really great ideas,
but it just don't go with
it don't fit my vision.
So who are your musical influences? Because I've heard people say, oh, she's like Badu, oh, she's like Jill Scott. Who do you listen to that kind of influence you?
Oh, man. People push the Badu thing quite a bit. I guess because we're in Dallas.
Because we're in Dallas, of course. She's from the South, shout out to the hood.
Hey. But, and that's flattering because it's Badu, But, musical influences. I like D'Angelo. I like Sade, Mini Represent, some SWV. So, a little bit of 90s, some of the old. So, a little bit of that.
So, you brought up the last project. We talking about Solitude, right? right? Let's talk about that. Because I was on the campus when you was pubbing it, so you know I've heard it a few times. I remember we was at the where was we at? Frat House. And you did like the performance and stuff. So what made you put that together besides, you know, your friends telling you that you can sing? Because solitude kind of means loneliness, and like listening to it, you kind of hear, okay, she's in love, wait, she's not. Then she say, okay, I do need love.
Yeah.
So,
oh my goodness.
was it like a true story to it?
Oh yeah, everything in there was being honest. Like it was extreme.
Don't trust these hoes?
No, don't, because they will come. No, okay. But man, that seems like such a long time ago. That's almost what, 3 years now.
Almost 3 years. But it's still bang though, and it's still relevant because who don't go through heartbreaks? Who don't? You messed up with a hoe. Don't trust these hoes. They're gonna come back and bite you every time.
But it just, I don't know. It was like I was just recording with some of my friends. We did kind of mess with music a little bit, and then one of my friends referred me to like an engineer. And what's funny enough to me, thinking about it now, like how he sat in there with me day in and day out, early mornings before class, you know, staying up and working with me was crazy. Thinking about it now, I don't know really that many people that would do that. And he was like, man, we can really do this. We can really push this. And for me, it was just something that helped me get through the breakup. But after we listened to it, they were like, you should put it out.
You should put that out.
And so I did. We had no marketing plan, no. You know, I was just like, here's the date, let's do that. And then
we did.
It just took off on its own.
So it's a few songs that I want to touch on. If you remember, because it was 3 years ago.
No, I did.
So the intro, My First Love, you talking about jazz, you talking about relationship, or you talking about both?
That was strictly just about music and like music in general.
Yeah.
Just how I fell in love with music.
It's like listening to it, I'm like, okay.
But you can say both.
She could really be talking about both. I know Cole did that with, I cannot think of the name of that song, but he did it with one of his songs. And the whole song, you think he's talking about a girl, but it came out like he was talking about music. So it's gonna come to me. So that one was about jazz. So jazz is your first love.
Well, music in general, not really jazz.
Music in general. Music in general. Okay, a second song that I like, and now I'm kind of music inclined, so when I first heard this, I said, no, she didn't. When I heard it back then, but I was listening to it again over the week or whatever, so I was like, the sample with James Blake.
Oh, okay. That one, I think
what
I was
made you
in like
sample that song?
I was in like the UC, in the student center, late. It had to be like 9:30 or 10, and I was just going through instrumentals, like looking up stuff on YouTube. And this was before, like, I think his album was out or whatever, but he was still relatively unknown, I want to say. And I found it, the instrumental, and I was like, I'll try it. And then
as soon as I heard it, because Crit sampled it too, was it Return Up Forever? I was listening to it and I was like, yo. And for some reason I kept saying J. Cole sampled it, but it was Crit. Which I think it's just some songs that just go with everything. So I like that song too. And so like I said, I feel like the project was, you know, you were in love, but you were talking about you being hurt, and then kind of at the end, it kind of basically circled back. And I'm talking about Trail of Tears. And I feel like on Trail of Tears, you was kind of like, okay, the whole project, you was like, you screwed me over, forget love, I'm alone, solitude. And then at the end, you're like, I need your love.
Something like that. I made that one, I want to say like Christmas of 2012. And I just turned the mic on to my son. I didn't really write that one.
Okay.
But it was just this kind of a period to where I guess I was kind of at the bottom. Like I reached the very bottom and it was like, Lord, I don't really know what to do.
I don't know what to do. Because it's like you was talking to him in that song. Like,
it was
like guide me.
It was dark. It was dark all the way through.
Man. Well, happily we on lighter notes here.
Oh yeah.
So I know you do a lot right now. I know recently you did a wedding. How did you get into doing like the singing for a wedding? Was it kind of just like I want you, or was it kind of just like, you know, looking for it, or what?
It started with my producer, like my current producer, Sir Tim, my current producer. He did Monday Morning Blues.
Okay.
He plays keys, so he's always doing like gigs, you know, piano gigs or whatever. And we did what did we do? We did that wedding a few months ago, and then we would start to get events that way. So like somebody would see us and ask us, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And then it just starts from there.
So what kind of events do you normally do?
Normally, anything. Weddings,
Anything.
baby showers, bar mitzvahs, you know, your auntie shindig,
Yeah.
like whatever.
I mean, go ahead and plug yourself. How they gonna find you? How they?
Okay, so you can find everything you need to know.
Everything.
Everything is under BeMyFiasco. Literally everything. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, Snapchat, anything you need. It's BeMyFiasco.
And what you have coming up?
Ooh, okay.
I'm trying to get the people to you. I'm trying to get the
You're
people
right. Okay,
to you.
so we're still working on the project. It is coming. It will be done by the end of the year.
You want to go ahead and give us the name of the project?
Not yet.
You don't want to give us the name of the
Not
project?
yet, man. Because we're still going between the two.
God,
Let's
it's
still look
real.
up.
I know the name and I know how name it goes.
Oh man.
So
I done toggle between 3 or 4, so we'll get there. But it'll be done at the end of the year, and then we're looking for a spring release. So in the spring, and then it's a lot of that's a lot of placement stuff going on. So different placements, different places. So of course I'll keep you updated.
of course. So what kind of project is this? Gonna be more of like the Solitude project, or we gonna get more of like a happy? We gonna get the R&B? We gonna get the jazz? Give me something.
Okay.
Give me something.
This one's more like, I think this one's more like love. There's a lot of love themes. Just a lot of me coming into my own. That's really it. Coming into my own and being in love and in new spaces.
Love is changing, huh?
Love make you sing a little different.
Is it gonna be a lot of band music in it? Because after you performed at that wedding, I believe you was like, I'm performing with a band forever. And I wanted to know what is that experience like? Like, what made you say, this is what I'm doing, dog. I'm sticking with this shit forever.
It's because you have more control with the band. Like a track,
Okay.
like when you get them to like make the tracks for you, even with like the live instruments and stuff, that's a really good feel. But like with the band, I can like, you know, we can break it down, and then like I can just be me and the keys or me and the drums, or like I want to stop here, I want to do this. Or, you know, I have more control. Yeah.
So before we go, I got 2 more questions for you. So I'm gonna give you a chance to brag on yourself. I know you won a contest. Is it a writers contest in Northport? What was it? You gotta talk about it. We can't not talk about it.
Okay. Okay. So there was a songwriting contest by S1, the producer, and all you had to do was submit 3 different songs to them, and then they chose the top 3. Top 3 artists.
What songs did you submit?
I submitted Indecisive from the project, and then 2 that I had just made for the project.
Okay.
And you know, I had no idea. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna send these off, and then they emailed me like, hey, you're one of the top 3. You know, come on down to the Microsoft store.
No, you was like, word.
Okay, yeah. And so when I got there, it's a panel of like S1, and then a guy from BMI, and another.
Just exposure.
It's a panel. It was a panel of 4 different people.
Just exposure.
And it's nerve-wracking because these are industry people, and you want to
do your best. It's pressure.
And this
It's
is stuff I
pressure.
make in my room. So it's not like, you know. Anyway, so we're sitting there, and one by one they start playing the tracks, and I'm sitting there with my head down like, you know, I hope they like these, and they didn't have anything bad to say about any of the songs, you know. So it was really nerve-wracking. And then at the end they said that me and it was like a group, we had both won. So we've already got the songs like sent to us that we sent back.
So what was that feeling like? Like when they told you like, okay, submit your song. Okay, we like it, but then once they said you won, like, damn.
Sometimes it's a bit like, I try not to get my hopes up too far because like I've done things like The Voice or American Idol and stuff like that, and you just never know with those things.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna just do my best, and then if I get it, it was for me, and then if not, then that's cool.
It's cool.
And so when they said it, I was like,
you were ready for it.
Oh my God, because it was all positive feedback. It's like, you know what you're doing.
And that gives you like a boost of confidence when you feel it. Like, I mean, you believe in yourself, but when you have others behind you and you see somebody else that believe in you, especially when it's people that not your family, not your friends, it's like totally different.
Yeah, and it's hard. It gets hard as an artist because some days you don't feel it. Like, man, you know, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? You know, I don't know if my stuff sounds good or this sounds good. Like,
but
you just don't know.
You gotta figure it out. All right, so one thing before we get out of here.
Okay.
From my perspective, your talent is pure. Like, just listening to you, you can just hear like, okay, she can sing. But then when you listen to your music, you also hear skill in that. So I was listening to a conversation. I totally forgot who. I feel like it was a Ricky Smiley interview, and he was saying, you know, some stars are born, some stars are taught. Have you ever, like, how do you build that skill with talent? Because it don't sound like you just wake up and sing like your runs and your music and everything. It's like you have to work on that. So how do you work on that, pretty much? Or how did you build yourself up to where it's not only a good voice, but a good artist?
Well, some of it, I come from a musical family, so both sides.
Okay.
So a lot of it was just, I was kind of around it. So I've never had any like formal training, although I would like some, wouldn't mind.
Really? You know, I don't think you need it, but
Just to kind of clean up the voice a little bit. Just to make sure with my
but
vibe.
it's there, like everybody can, those runs, I'm like just listen to you. Even singing with a band, like that's not easy because those are instruments behind you, so you really got to work with that.
No extra people.
No extra nothing, so yeah.
But yeah, I just really, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't mind, because like, I mean, I want the performance to be as great as it can be, whether my voice is good, but it can always be improved. You know? And so anything that I can do.
Totally understand, you do. All right, well, I did want to thank you for sitting with us.
No problem.
Once again, it's your girl, Teray.
And Be My Fiasco.
And hey, remember, the best way to do things is your way, because ain't no rules to this shit.